It's non-binary day and mac and cheese day? Well, I'm not non-binary, but I'll eat mac and cheese in your honor, NBs. Put some cobbies in chat for our NB pals here tonight.
I do not have neat emotes as I'm streaming on YouTube.
I thought they added emotes recently.
It's like there are emotes, but they're not as expansive as the ones on Twitch. You can like super chat with stickers, which is
I've seen the stickers thing. We do some like unboxing streams on the YouTube stream. I don't really care for the streaming on YouTube very much.
It's not terribly great, but I do have a larger audience for streaming over there. So if I'm not doing a gaming stream,
me too,
stream over there. But if I'm doing a gaming stream, I'll do it on Twitch.
Yeah, we obviously have a bigger following on. I have under 10,000 followers here. On here, but I'm partnered, so it's going well. I just like Twitch as a user experience better, and so I decided that I will build it up and take the initial hit on monetary gain for content, but I do suggest it over time if you really enjoy it, like streaming regularly, and that's a thing. Trying to build the Twitch up as well, especially because YouTube's a little bit fickle, but.
Yeah, that is a thing I need to do. I've
actually talked to people from Twitch, and I've never talked to someone from YouTube. So it's like, I don't know, it's just a little bit better. And
Fair.
I think the I don't know, the way that chat is integrated is a little bit. I think Twitch treats their chatters better than YouTube does. Though YouTube is trying, it's you know.
Well, they're trying because they have to compete, because in capitalism, competition exists solely for the idea of creating monopoly. But, you know.
Did you see my tweet the other day? It was a big brain leftist tweet about how I think that this, for lack of a better term, but the monopoly that capitalism claims to have on innovation is incorrect. Because I feel like you get less innovation and less risk-taking when your livelihood is so closely tied to capital gain, whereas in a system where you could be fine and not have capital gain would be ideal for innovation and exploration. And it wouldn't be competition-based, but I don't think people are making things necessarily because of competition, and rather you're making it because it's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's... So I agree with that intuitively. There's another side to that as well, and that is that what we see as innovation in the capitalist space isn't... A lot of times, a lot of this comes down to the idea of supply-side economics, where you're not doing something because there's a demand, and now you're meeting this demand with a new innovative technology. You're creating a thing, and then through the use of marketing, convincing an audience that they need it.
Right.
Which
I agree.
Is a lot of what happens
sometimes capitalist innovation, air quotes, is really just like, oh, we were able to cut costs here. It's just more capitalism things working together. Whereas when I think of innovation, I think of something that makes, a change in the user experience that is significant. So, like when I think of innovation, I think of those water bottles that sanitize water out of rivers and stuff. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I think where there's not really monetary gain involved, but like you're already a scientist. Like you don't have to look for monetary gain. You can look for changing things. And I know a lot of people that work in sciences, computers, medicine, that like their number one gripe, even if they're right wing, is always like I had to like deal with an insurance company today. Oh, I had to deal with bureaucrats and corporate telling me I can't do a thing when this would be a really good idea, but it's not going to make any money. It's not profitable. Like stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like the real innovation happens when you untie personal well-being and your familial well-being from actual innovation.
So there were two things said in my chat that I want to bring up real quick. First of all, since I don't have emotes, I do have a meme on my channel though, and that is H. So if I can get an H in chat for non-binary day, that'd be cool.
What's the H?
Stream.
Can you? I don't know if you can explain it. I couldn't explain corn to you in a reasonable time. So,
so the easiest way to explain it is there was about a year and a half ago, I had this like, I think it was going over biblical gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if you think this guy is completely off his rocker, give me an H. If you agree with this guy, give me a G. Because I was like looking at my keyboard, like, what can I put in besides just a 1 and a 0? And I just like my finger went to H. I'm like, okay, cool. H for yes and G for no.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna go with, and we just kept it. So now after that, the idea that once there were enough H's and the screen was nothing but H's.
Yeah.
It was, this is very H. And somebody in your chat actually
Bellum
just said
very H. Yes.
That is the meme. So the other that ended up becoming like, there's a lot of fan art now of like my character staring up at like a monolithic H, just going like.
Yeah, that's
a lot of
good.
stuff ended up coming in as a result of that.
Yeah, and then
so I at least can quickly explain it.
Corn is just, I can't explain the roots of it, but I can just tell you what it symbolizes. Corn is positivity and goodness. Wheat is bad. That's it.
Cool.
Okay. So if you get called wheat, it's like being called a chud. If you get called yuck wheat. If you get called a kernel or something corn related, you're a good bean, which is not a corn at all.
Which actually relates to the other thing that was said in my chat,
okay.
And that was, can we make Suris x Jake canon and call it cornbread?
Fuck it, I don't care.
10 out of 10, we'll do
it.
There's already weird. My fan art section is filled with weird yaoi ships of me with all kinds of other people already. Anyway.
Whatever. Your character would work well with my Cornlord character, so. Just aesthetically, I think it would. You got that cool hammer going on and shit.
I am scared. A fan art was just submitted in my Discord, actually, of just a dad Suris now going, "I'm proud of you, kiddo." Harkening back to the dad conversation earlier.
There, I sent you my Corn Emperor if you want to show that Corn Emperor, where I have a corn sword and you have the hammer. There we go. We have it's basically we're half a D&D party.
We've got a warrior. We've got my character's technically based off of a shaman, but that's not really a.
Okay.
You have to kind of go outside of D&D stuff to get that.
A shaman is a Pathfinder, isn't it?
Or
3/5. They had 3/5. They had 3/5 shamans. Mine would be like a warrior or a paladin, maybe.
Paladin's what I generally play in D&D because it lets me use the hammer, so I guess we'll just call it a paladin.
Sure.
Luckily, 5th edition does not mean that every paladin has to be lawful stupid, so I can at least do that.
5th edition is so... I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of the system.
It's very easy to get people into D&D with 5th edition. Also, on my chat, I just put the Corn Lord up for everybody to see. If for some reason you know me but you don't know Jake, which would be really weird.
Well, I just like the synergy of our characters that we're going on, and we're very violent.
Apparently so. I'm actually commissioning the one of the main artists for my channel. We've got a few. A few that I know in real life and a few that I met in real life after knowing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm commissioning a new animation for the opening of my channel. Ooh. And the animation that I'm using currently upsets me only in one sense, and that is that my character does not use the hammer for anything. When my first animation, which was literally me commissioning a friend for 6 still images, and then I like bled them together into an animation, it looked really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But that one, like, the big thing was the hammer smashing down and then revealing the logo afterwards. So, like, I want to go back to having my hammer be more prominent on my channel.
You could also shoot thunder out of it or something, or lightning. That would be a little
potentially.
That would be stealing it.
I was also sent this a while back, where it's actually you can't see it on your. We're not actually.
You can put it in the Discord chat if you have just copy and paste it.
Well, that'd be kind of hard for me to do because I'm holding it like in real life.
Oh well, shit.
Hold on. I have a way around this, actually.
Okay.
I will show, and then I will hit print screen.
Ah, there we go.
Then I will grab the screen, copy it with Lightshot, which is a wonderful program, and then send it to you that way. There we are.
Brilliant. Oh, that's super cool. Here, I'll show chat, too.
Aha! I sent it. That was sent to me about a year and a half, maybe? More than that ago. And I have kept it ever since, and it got deemed real Suris. in the lore of my channel now. When I'm speaking, I'm fake Suris, but if I duck under the table and start puppeteering that plush, that's real Suris. That's the real one. I'm the fake one, apparently.
That's cool.
Deep channel lore.
Oh, isn't it weird how that happens? You slowly gain lore, and it's more than inside jokes. Lore is the correct term. This is not just inside jokes. This is like there's lore of me having a fake family and a wife and kids because some guy got really upset at me and genuinely thought that I was lying to him about having a wife and kid. Like, off his rocker.
So that just got integrated into your channel lore of like you just lying about a family.
Yep. And so now they're somewhere, and I don't acknowledge them, and I'm a bad dad.
There was I think it's not some of the earliest channel lore, but as far as like integrating with other channels, one of the deepest lore bits was when I did a collaboration with Logic a while back, where we used his set for everything. So my character was in hell talking with him, and I animated him on his screen. He sent me his stuff, and then I built all of my stuff into it. So this whole like apologetics line ended up running about how did Suris actually escape hell? If Logic can't get out of hell, how did Suris manage it? Could Suris deliver pizzas to Logic in hell?
Interesting. That is some more.
So it's a thing that I didn't consider would happen when I started YouTube, but then just like the longer you do YouTube, the more. A lot of times it's just your fans constructing it, and you just go, "We're rolling with it."
Bullying righties, Democrats are historically conservative and oppose Republicans freeing slave every step of the way, every way. Just because the Democrat voices are super far left now doesn't mean the party switched. Hillary Biden are super racist. Grow up, child. No, I totally agree. Fuck righties. That's what it says. It doesn't say fuck Republicans. I agree. Hillary and
Biden are garbage.
Biden are garbo. Yeah, I think maybe you're probably just like a snowflake. I think you're probably just a you need someone to be a little nicer to you. I think
like nice and tasty. If you want to try to get us to agree that the Democratic Party is not left, here's the spoiler alert:
they're not left.
We already agree with that.
There you go, done. And they should go further left. You're welcome. Now you don't like it. Now he's mad again, but for a different reason. But that's okay. Yeah. No, they're racist, and so we should go further right and be more racist and be Republican? What? Question mark? So, yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really make sense. If you're against racism, you just genuinely... I'm not mad. Politics suck. I think you suck at politics.
Actually, slavery is the least racist option.
Oh, no. I actually heard that before.
That's the whole reason I'm saying it.
Yeah,
I've heard it.
For those who haven't, the argument is much like your title's baiting. No, I really do want to bully you if you're right leaning. You should be pushed right into the proverbial locker. But the argument for slavery being ethical is not only you can argue from biblical, and they did, but is basically akin to dogs. Like, oh, what's that dog gonna do? He's just gonna go out in nature and die. I have to take care of him now. We've already gotten this far. So, yeah, it's pretty gross.
Usually, also, there's the... if you take... I'm sure you're familiar with G-Man. I would hope you're familiar with G-Man.
The last time I debated him, he got so mad at me. He made, like, 5 videos. I didn't watch any of them, but...
It's usually what happened. Yeah. I apparently found out that Flamenco, who used to be on the Kill stream, made a video about me, and I'm just like...
Flamenco's obsessed with me.
All of the people I know... Flamenco has an obsession with, and now it's bled onto me apparently, and I'm just like,
he's so obsessed, so upset, and he's just so bad faith and such a fucking like he has no integrity whatsoever, and you can tell he doesn't have like any. And I'm not being mean, like some people like it just happens. He doesn't have any self-confidence, but he pretends to, and so it's like this put on sort of thing. He got because we had if you want to call it a debate, it was a discussion. His chat turned on him because he wasn't racist enough. In our discussion, they were like literally like, "Why didn't you say the N-word?" Like, what?
Why didn't you say it? Say it, dude. Why didn't you say it?
Yeah, and he says "fam" a lot, which is awful. Like, I don't know, fam. What's up, fam? He says it constantly.
It's like he's trying desperately, and that's like the white guy walking into the room and just going, "What is up, my N-words?"
Yes, it is.
That's what that sounds like. That's what that feels like.
It feels very put on. It also feels like a verbal tick, like when he gets uncomfortable, he uses it a lot.
I'm seeing in your chat just the fan.
Yeah. Oh
over
man.
and over again.
It was almost an emote, but I didn't want to like coerce him into coming on to my show anymore. So, like, he's just so bad.
Hamable just said that Lamenko has latched onto you. That's bad, as he has a history of trying to dox people.
Yeah.
So, given that there are cameras all around my house because I dealt with the NIFB for so long, and this house does have actually a surplus of weaponry because we live in the woods.
Yeah.
It is ill-informed to live in the woods where there are coyotes that walk up onto your front porch and not have some way of protecting yourself. Not smart. So cool, he can try. Bad idea. Not really a great idea on his part.
The NIFB, New Independent Fundamentalist Baptist, right? The church?
Yes.
Yeah.
Think Steven Anderson, Matt Powell, Ken Ham is old IFB, but he does like flirt with the NIFB through Steven Anderson quite frequently. They did the Make America Straight Again concert in Orlando on the day of the Orlando shooting.
The guy that they have that really famous pastor, right? The one that's like, we should kill the gays. He went viral. That's the same people, right? I believe.
Say that one more time.
They have that pastor or whatever that went viral for saying that we should like literally stone gays. Like like last year, I think it's the same guy. I could be wrong.
There's a few of them, like all of them say that.
I know, but there was one specifically that he like did like a news tour, and I think it was. Yeah, I think it's that. I think it was the same guy. Anyway,
it would have been Anderson then. It would have had to be Anderson.
Probably. Yeah, that is him. One of Flamenco's fans threatened to find me and fight me like a bully at the high school. Like, I'm gonna meet you at the flagpole. I don't know why.
Okay.
He's just mad at me, I guess. And I was like, do you have a disagreement? He's like, nah. But when we meet, it'll be the first and last time. Like, okay, weirdo.
It's like a freaking rotary cutter for a pizza, all edged, no point. For people like that, I think it would be better to just go, okay, so how about we take this to the Rift? You and me one-on-one League of Legends. Let's go.
I know, right?
Pick your main. Let's go.
Fucking 2 Yasuo mains in mid, because of course
all right wingers play either Yasuo or Teemo.
100% true. That's a fact.
I cannot think of a reality. Well, actually, no. There are some of them that play Garen because you have to be brain dead to play Garen correctly. So I can at least think of a few other champions there, but by and large, there's no champion that shows little dick energy. Singed is specifically if you're the quartering, because you fight by running away.
God damn it! Every Singed player is just Jeremy. I like that. AOC.
I'm going to fight you, I swear.
AOC is a support main. She's a silver 3.
I actually just saw that tweet that she plays. I'm upset because I'm just sitting there like, I actually want to play League with you now.
I need to make that happen. I don't have literally any pull at all, but we'll figure it out. Maybe it'll happen.
I've been trying to get Vosh to play League again in the last it's been every single time he's just like, no, Suris, fuck you. I'm never going back to that. That is a dead part of my life. You say that.
Were you in that Minecraft server?
The one with Xanderhall?
Yeah.
Yes.
No one played in it.
I was there for the first 3 or 4 days when it was the Christmas themed one.
Yeah.
And then after that, I kind of stopped because like my thing is that I'm more of a Terraria guy than Minecraft, truly and honestly.
That was my first time ever playing Minecraft.
It was not my first time, but I tried really hard to enjoy it and like it, and I found that I just kind of don't like. It could. Raz has been wanting me to play as well, and I might be able potentially to try again. But as it stands right now, I'm just not a big fan of Minecraft.
Yeah, it's
Really.
I don't know. I definitely like aspects of it, and then it also wears them. I don't have a lot of gaming attention if it's like free and open like that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's kind of why I like Terraria more. Is that there's like when I hop into Terraria, I'm doing all the same building stuff just in 2D, and I feel like I've got a bit more of a structure of like what I should be doing.
I bet Bernie Sanders is your hero. I don't really have a hero, to be totally honest, my friend. I don't. That guy is still mad that we think that Democrats are right leaning. He's still in here, and he's trying to troll.
It's failing very hard. It's
sad.
When you understand politics, when you understand politics to at least like an entry level degree, and you also don't engage in hero worship, it's really hard for somebody to like pin you down.
Mm-hmm. Like I think Trump supporters feel like that's how people act and when they're normal. Like, oh yeah, of course we suck on Donald Trump's grundle. So they do that to Bernie Sanders. It's like, no, like I didn't appreciate how he didn't really engage in the BLM discourse.
For me, I view Bernie I did view Bernie as a means to an end.
Yeah.
Like this is
it's a stepping stone.
Functionally, this politician. He says he's a democratic socialist, but by all measurements, he's social democrat. Very much is still in favor of many of the things that capitalism does. Just wants there to be social safety nets. Mm-hmm. That is at least a step away from the current Overton window.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm kind of sitting in that like Biden's really the only choice for harm reduction right now.
Yep.
So that's where I'm sitting, but I don't like Biden.
Nope.
I don't want Biden.
Nope.
And every single time that one of my friends on Facebook posts, actually, there's a third party you can vote for.
No.
Have you heard of Joe from the Libertarian Party? I'm just like, no, we're not doing that. We don't go there.
No.
We don't do that here.
If Donald Trump was a benign Republican, like a Mitt Romney, I could be like, okay, I'll abstain from Joe Biden. It's not like it's a pretty lateral move, I think. Maybe a little more capitalism than I like. Not a lot of health care. But the rhetoric that happens because of Donald Trump's existence and just the way that this works, I can't justify not voting against him.
Like the problem with the way Trump functions as a political ideologue.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything substantial. He emboldens the most toxic elements of our culture, and that's been shown time and again over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't like that political environment. I want that environment to go away. So I have a few left-leaning friends who were like Bernie or busters, and they have this argument that, well, actually, you should punish the DNC by letting Trump get elected again. And I'm just like, the DNC doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
That's an organization, not all you're doing is making individuals hurt more because you wanted to win more.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't like that. I like the idea of having the space to feel morally correct, but I'm so pragmatic about this kind of shit that it's like, I mean, I'm a traditional lefty voter, right? I'm going to vote mostly blue, green, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not voting is taking away a vote from the left. It's not giving a vote to the right, but it's taking a vote away from the left. It's again, it's the trolley problem. Inaction in this scenario is a negative.
Yeah, it's not you're not morally pure because you abstain from voting. What? Yeah, Biden's not a good person. He's not a good vote.
No.
But we only have one hand of cards right now.
Yeah.
And if you don't play anything in the hand of cards, like
you fold and the other guy gets the pot. That's how cards work, chat.
It doesn't work for you. Well, I wasn't gonna go that route because that's not my kind of cards. I'm more Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff.
Sure.
Magic the Gathering, Weiss Schwartz.
But still, it would be effectively folding in poker.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You don't just look at your hand and go, well, I'm just not going to do anything because I don't have the optimal play. Okay, well, what if your opponent doesn't have the optimal play? Like,
Right.
you're just going to let him summon garbage and then kill you because you just decided not to play the game.
Yeah, voting is also
Okay.
not an endorsement of that person. I agree. Voting is... Honestly, I would like to vote for Joe Biden, then put his feet to the fire hard. And honestly, like, if he gets voted in, that means Donald Trump loses. If you want to go into his sexual assault allegations and see and do that impeachment shit, go for it. I'm 100% fine with that. Like, I don't care. 100% fine with that, because I mean, like, if he did it, then that's a bad person I don't want in charge. But the only thing is, I just need... The Republicans cannot be in charge of the executive office, and it needs to be a lame duck president. It needs to be a one-term failed presidency. This pandemic is going to exist shortly after the election takes place. Do you want that to still be the case? Like, come on. Like, minimum, Joe Biden just today said like a $2 trillion response to that. Like, that's something he's pledged to. Like, that's a good thing. It's a step. It's not great, and I don't like him, and he doesn't want to have like single payer health care because he's dumb, but like, it's still like better. I don't know. Like,
it was mentioned by Terrified of Humans in my chat. Voting in Australia is mandatory. Why isn't it mandatory in the United States?
Because our freedom.
Largely, it all this boils down to that libertarian idea.
Yep.
Of like, you should let people abstain if they want to. And like, I can understand the idea that, well, why would you want to force people who are ill-informed to have a vote? Well,
yeah.
Here's the thing: ill-informed people vote whether or not they are forced to.
And that's some philosopher King's Plato shit right there that is also bad. It's like, if you like to not let misinformed people vote, and I don't know. Like, I think the best way to combat that would be to make sure that education is better across the board. But whatever.
That's because with Plato, his idea was that the ideal society would be one where it was ran by a hegemony of philosophers, and they would have a monopoly on how that society would be ran. He also thought that they were
born that way. It was like pretty racist. Well, not racist, I guess, because it wasn't about race, but it would end up being whatever fundamentally that idea of someone else being lesser is, but not racism. Just
you have
lessism, I guess. I don't know.
But see, the thing is that you have people who are philosophically literate who end up just using that to engage in sophistry.
Yep.
So the idea that the philosopher is de facto the better person to rule society, even if that's a correct statement, which is really weird, because to be a philosopher, generally you have to have at least some education in it so that you can even begin that journey.
Yeah.
Which means suddenly now we're back to classism again, because whether people can afford that education in the first place. But locking ability to run for office behind whether or not you're a philosopher is the same issue we have in the United States, where whether or not you can run for office and win is locked largely behind cash.
Yeah. Hey, Lance, I didn't see you in chat. Hi, buddy. Are you streaming? Lance from the Surfs is here.
Nice. How's it going?
You guys have talked before, right? Have you never talked?
In passing once, maybe, I think.
I mean, do you guys want to talk? Does Lance want to talk? Do you want to do a thing here?
I mean, if you guys want to, I'm down for it. I also have to prove somebody in my chat wrong. They said that I only play Waifu Wars, and that is incorrect. Because I also just started the Dragon Ball Super Card game. This is a Frieza deck.
Here, I'll invite I'll invite Lance if you wanna pop in, you can pop in. Let's see. You don't have to. You do not have to. Next time? Okay. All right. Well, that's fine.
Cool. Then we just work.
I'll
be fine.
Stop ringing you. Stop ringing. There we are. But yeah, we'll be next time. That's okay. Big Booty, thank you for gifting surfs.
Now he'll just get spammed by whatever out of context
jellyfish
images we throw at each other.
It's jellyfish. Because Lance is a spineless. He's so spineless. Butter
he's
horses.
Spineless, and you can see right through him, so he's a jellyfish.
Hell yeah. No, but he has no bones. True. Yeah. That guy was like, what do you think, the GOP or the DNC is more racist? I think the GOP is more racist. I don't see. There's this idea that like you learn a fact about like you go like, well, the Democrats were against freeing the slaves, and Lincoln was a Republican, and then totally ignoring the part where there's a party switch, you know, and they basically just swap names and ideologies. Like well, you can't like pick and choose your history, bro. Like
it's not even that they swapped ideologies either. It's that the Republicans shifted far to the right and the Democrats shifted kind of to the left, not even fully. And it's, if you look at some of Lincoln's writings, he was still a white supremacist.
He was a white fella. Yep.
Like
he talked to Douglas though once, and so that means not a racist.
It's like you fucked a black dude. You can't be racist.
Well, Thomas Jefferson did, in fact, have sexual relations with Sally Heming, so
yes,
he couldn't have been racist.
She was also underage, and it happened while she was a slave, so she couldn't consent.
Yikes! Yikes!
Jefferson was a bit of a, maybe a little bit of a, possibly a rapist.
Yeah.
It's okay though, because he freed 2 slaves in his lifetime. 2.
Right.
Count them, 2. Now, at his peak, he owned 150, but that's besides the point. He freed 2 of them, not the one he was.
See, this is the thing. Like, I don't understand going like you keep saying shit like Hillary and Biden are racist. Totally agree, but guess what? Name a Republican that isn't a fucking racist. I can't name one. I cannot think of one that has advocated for anything that has helped a minority group. Any of them. So I'm just saying, like, there are people in the Democratic Party that advocate openly for things that help minority groups all the time. And so, yeah, I agree. Lots of libs are bad. I don't like this. It's so weird the sort of dogmatic talking point. You heard it once on Reddit, and you and your friends play Fortnite and say the same shit over and over, and you share anti-SJW memes and you watch the quartering. Like, bro. Like, you have, like, little to no understanding of the topics that you're trying to bring up here, and then you're like, yeah, you're mad, you don't even know what I believe. No, I'm pretty confident I know what you believe. You're just dumb, and you're uninformed. And that's okay. Stick around. You'll learn stuff. But you keep talking. It's not really learning. You're just kind of saying words so that we pay attention. And pretty soon you're going to say something that I'm assuming one of my mods is going to think is not cool. And you're going to get caught up in the machine, man. Instead, you could just chill, have a positive interaction with these really dope ass people in chat. You could sub, and give you can get some really cool emotes, and you can enjoy your time here. You could learn that like, hey, it's not this big contentious like dick measuring contest. You'd lose. I have lots of girth, and then like you could just chill. You have no opinion. I have lots of fucking opinions, my guy.
You pretty sure no valid point because you said he plays Fortnite. Like, I'm sorry. Have you? Isn't it the right side that always says everything's a joke and that makes it okay?
Oh, you said I play Fortnite, so you're invalid. Okay, man, whatever. I don't care. Like, I mean, dude.
You said I play Fortnite. I am actually a top tier player on PUBG, good sir.
Dude, play PUBG then. I don't care. Whatever you play. I was just saying, like, you play a video game with your friends and share anti-SJW videos. That was the joke. I mean, if you can't take a joke, then, I mean, maybe you should go hang out in, like, righty spaces where you belong. But if not, if you do want to hang out here, and you're absolutely allowed to, and we have lots of people that were like you that have been converted, not necessarily by me, but people like me, like Suris, like all these people here, just have positive interactions. Don't come in here with this negativity. It's kind of bullshit, and you look dumb. You look dumb. And, I don't know, I think you could stand to, like, learn some new perspectives from people. And, like, be open. Don't be, don't shut yourself off to new experiences, my guy.
What we're saying is come to the table, and we will hand you some bread, and it's up to you if you want to eat it. It's fine.
It's delicious bread.
It is tasty.
There's no bread that's bad. I've never had bad bread, unless it's spoiled, but, like, it's fresh bread. I know how to make fresh bread. I'm just saying.
Trying to think if there is a bread that I've had that I didn't like.
Unless it's like gluten-free bread, but even some of that's pretty good, honestly. Like,
I'm pretty sure that my fat ass just went carbs most of the time, and I'm just like, yeah.
I have had carbless bread, and that's a little cardboardy.
Oh, that's I've had that. It's Ezekiel bread, and it's
the Ezekiel bread is not good.
No, it's not actually.
There you go. There we found it. But maybe it's because we're atheist losers. We're fedoras, and we're like, God's not real, and we can't taste the nuance.
Like, tip the fedora. Just ignore the fact that the co-host on my podcast is a theist. And ignore the fact that when I'm doing videos like where I can't exegete the Bible properly, I go to my Christian friends who are apologists, and I'm just like, "Hey, did I get this right?"
Ignore the fact
Like,
that I've done
ignore
that. My entire career on the internet has been around studying the Bible and reading it word for word. Ignore these things.
None of these things matter.
None of them matter. It's fine. I like that. You ever get accused of being in an echo chamber? It's funny.
I've had it happen a handful of times.
Yeah, me too.
And what's funny is, like, when it happens, I get people who will vehemently say that, like, you're misrepresenting this.
Yeah.
You think that all X persons are extremists. And then when I hear that, I'll usually screenshot it, and I will send it to my friends who I have vehement disagreements with, and just go, could you fact check this statement?
Yeah.
Could you tell me if I did this one right? For all I know, maybe I did just suddenly just hop into the echo chamber extremist bucket, and now here we are. But, you know, sometimes.
Combat
weird.
tech support. You can't be in an echo chamber. We're constantly berating you for not being far enough to the left. True. That is fair.
So, yesterday, I did a live stream with a few of my friends, all of which were, I think most of them are actually considered farther to the left than I am. And the joke on my podcast on Thursdays is that my co-host has to tell me to put down the bread, because usually, like, we'll talk about a topic, we'll get into, like, racism real quick, and then I'll get into, like, intersectionality and how this is layered with class warfare, and like after about 2 minutes, it's just like, okay, sirs, put down the bread. You're on a tangent. Just stop.
There you go.
The first thing that was said when I hopped into the stream yesterday was, "Hey, sirs, guess what? Nobody's going to tell you to put down the bread here. Nobody."
Wow.
It's like, oh, it's great. I can do it.
Well, my thing is just a pragmatic thing. I've talked about this before, but while I think that, like, an ideal society probably looks a lot like anarcho-socialism or communism or whatever down the line, I don't think it's achievable in my lifetime, so I shouldn't be advocating for things that are step 3 or 4 when step 1 isn't done yet. So let's do step 1. And, like,
yeah.
So I advocate for that, and so I call myself a far-right leftist. Because I agree, I don't think we can do it while I'm alive. We need systemic change, because I don't think revolution works. I think we need to, like, at least not military revolution. I think political revolution works. I think we need to, like, take steps and work within the system and convince people, because you're trying to tell a bunch of capitalists that have been taught that the American dream is a thing and they're just temporarily embarrassed millionaires. You're telling these people, no, you're never gonna be the thing. And you're, like, literally stripping dogmatic belief away from them. It's very similar to Christianity. It's hard to just tell somebody they're wrong. They kind of gotta get there. And so we gotta help them along. It's so...
That's like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show Bob's Burgers.
I am.
Renegade Cut did a really good video dissecting that show today. And there's an episode in there where the rent gets hiked for everybody, and the entire city goes into a revolt. They go into a class warfare revolt against the one guy who controls all the rent in their city. Yeah. They get there, and then the dude has a bucket of water balloons because he's anticipated this shit.
Yeah.
They get there, and he goes, okay, look, listen. I hear you. I see that some of you are not happy with the situation that I've put you guys in. So here's what we're going to do. You all are going to engage in a water balloon fight. And the few of you who win, I will suspend your rent for 6 months. But everybody else gets the rent hike. And everybody just... class warfare.
Class warfare.
They just start fighting against each other.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is...
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Is everybody... It's like, even if I become a 200,000 sub YouTube channel and I'm getting advertisements out the wazoo and sponsorships, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't have to worry about money for the rest of my life, I'm still going to sit there and go, but it's not fair that there are people who aren't in my position.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to fight. Like,
I do a podcast on Sundays with an ex-NFL player. He's literally a millionaire. And he talks about this too. He's like, at a certain point, I realized that having money is shitty. It's not a good thing. Like, there's some things that I've done that I could only have the amount of money I have if I had the immense privilege of having the first $1 million. And, like, he's like, and don't get me wrong, like, I worked for that shit, but it's not like everybody has this sort of mobility, and then it just snowballs. And if I wanted to drop ethics, I could make $100 million. I could make $200 million. It just depends on how far I'm willing to go, because high tier capitalists find you to be part of the in group, and they like gate this shit up. And it was so interesting listening to him talk about like investment and like things, doors that open specifically just because he has money, so he can make more money. So it cascades up near the top. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And he's like, no, I should be very much more taxed. And so he's thinking about starting a neighborhood store in Houston where he lives that doesn't operate on profit. It just breaks even.
There's a post that I see going around a lot that exemplifies this, where it talks about, like, if your friend circle is always talking about the good old days, having fun, getting drunk, etc., it like lists all these like recreational things.
Yeah.
Then you've got the wrong friend circle. You need to find a friend circle that is talking about stocks, options, opening up a business. And I'm just sitting there like, so wait, no. You mean you should find? I know this idea. This I know where this idea comes from, because I actually have the book on it. It is talked about in both the 4-Hour Workweek and in Rich Dad Poor Dad. And in both of those books, the idea is put across that there's two types of friends that you have in life. There's your default friends. These are the friends that you make out of proximity, people you work with, people you talk with online, etc. And then there's the friends you make out of opportunity, because they're the ones that can further you in life, and those are the ones that you should be going for more often than not. And I'm sitting there like, wait, but if I do that exclusively, wouldn't that mean that my friend circle is contingent on my success?
Yes.
And if I fail, not a single one of them is going to give a fuck about helping me after that point.
Doesn't sound like there's a friend. It sounds like a colleague.
Correct. And it's like, when I read that, I wasn't a YouTuber yet, but after becoming a YouTuber, like how useful it is to have other YouTubers to talk to. Yeah. Whether it's like, hey,
and how cliquey that they can be.
Yeah, it's you start to realize that, okay, so there is a point where you have to go, these are my colleagues and these are my friends, and some of them can be both.
Yeah.
Some of them can easily be both. Like right now, I would consider you both easily. There's a mutual benefit I'm gaining from us streaming, and also I'm enjoying the conversation. Whereas,
I think that's when we understand that we can, because I was going to stream anyway, and then like we could talk privately, but like it behooves us to work at the same time. Yes. And we both understand that. And then also, personally, for me being on the left, I think it's nice to cross-pollinate to make sure that our ideas get shared and evolve and strengthen, not only between the two of us, or whoever's involved, but just like all of the people watching. I think it's a good thing. It percolates, so to speak, the tea of the left.
It steeps it.
Yes.
It makes it better. Now I can agree. Also, somebody in your chat, Jake, awkwardly just thinking of Suris as a it's like the two people have a one night stand, and then one person's like, "So we're gonna hang out tomorrow, right?" And the other one's just like,
yeah, no.
It's like, nah, I this wasn't. Maybe I wasn't fully honest about what this was for me.
Oh. But it was maybe hanging out's a strong word for the next time we hang out. This was fun. This part was fine.
That's like whenever somebody asks you, like, "Hey, do you want to get me a drink real quick?" Want is a really strong word.
Yeah.
For like my compunction to do things.
Yeah, that's
somebody said that one night stand story is how I got engaged once. So to be fair, the me and Raz have been together for 4 years, and that started because I creepily said, "Hey, do you want to like see my cats at the house?" And then we just kind of, she just never left, and it's been years.
There you go.
That's fine.
That's how it works.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah. That's how I tricked my girlfriend, Sarah. I just was like, hey, I'll buy you chicken nuggets. And she's like, hell yeah. And then just hasn't left.
Chicken nuggets are great.
Just keeps supplying the chicky nugs, and she just doesn't. It's sooner or later she's gonna be like, wait, better people exist? But until then.
Blue Beanie Bros in my chat has gone from, please make fun of me for being a Christian. Please make fun of me for being an idiot. Make fun of me for being an idiot. I love being persecuted. Please, please, please. That's a really awkward LARPing of Steven Anderson you're doing right there. But you're doing a good job.
It's
good.
I do have people that like to come on and want that negative attention. That's weird. That definitely
their
happens.
method. It's like I'm not going to kink shame, but
yeah,
there are people who really do get paid for humiliating you, and I guess
I'm not
technically. Jake is getting paid for humiliating you, so yeah,
it does work. There is a particular person, maybe tomorrow's stream, that I think I'll pick on for money. Yeah, I think so. He's a transphobe, so I don't really feel bad about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dunk on him.
Yeah.
Shove his testes up his nose and ask, what do you think you are now?
I don't know. I just think when you have like, and again, not to body shame, but I think if you're body shaming and you have full blown acne, you need to fucking get a hold of yourself. You need to get a hold of yourself and figure out what's wrong with you.
That's the don't throw stones from glass house.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna make fat jokes. Let's just be real. Like I have a cup size. It's not really pushed in, but I have a cup size.
I will make all the fat jokes.
Well, I know, but like,
aimed at me.
Right, that's what I mean. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at that fatty. Take care of yourself, fatty. When I'm like, you know what, running hurts.
That's kind of where I am. So like for context, and I haven't done it as often as I should, to be fair, but we have a dog, and this area is nothing but hills because we're in Georgia. If it's not a hill, it's a mountain.
Yep.
But there's no such thing as a flat fucking street. So when we take Growlithe out for a walk, we have to go over several hills, and that sucks. And when we walk her, it's usually like for 4 miles because she has lots of energy.
Yeah.
And Jesus, especially in the summertime, that is just an unpleasant experience. And at least Growlithe's a good motivator when I'm just like, holy crap, you literally will not shut up. I'm going to take you on the longest walk possible. You're going to pass out.
Yep.
Life is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have my dog too. He's he's a shepherd and a collie, so he's all over the place, and then we take him out and he gets tired and he sleeps all day. Hell yeah.
Wait, yours is a shepherd collie too?
Yeah, he's an Australian shepherd and a collie. His name's Darwin. He's very cute.
That's exactly what my...
He's an emo. He's an emote in the chat, and he's adorable and lovable. And I was a Chad in high school. You're correct, chat. And I peaked at 18, and that was, that's just how life works sometimes. Yeah,
that was my face.
Now I mean, chat loves when I do puppy pictures. So I mean, like, I could actually bring him in here. I could just bring him in here. He lives here. Why a picture when he exists? Darwin, come here, bud. I did not name him after the scientist, for the record. I just liked him. Hi. Oh goodness, that was a lot of boy. Hi. Hello.
Oh, yours has the border collie colors.
Yeah. Hey.
But she's shaped literally identically. Mine has the shepherd colors.
That's cute.
Growlithe,
goobies,
hop back up here. Come on. Come on.
Ow, you scratched my nip. You gotta cut your toenails soon. Damn.
She put her claws in my nose. I understand.
The goodest. Yeah. Palette swap doggos.
That's basically.
Yep. It's just another
skin.
skin.
An actual. me send an actual picture instead of just a screenshot that I took while she was assaulting me. Because that's the
That was
Hold
definitely.
on. It's definitely all that was. Growlithe, come here. Do not scream. There is no reason to scream.
Here, I'll show you guys the action shot. Here's the action shot right there. Maybe we could do this. Maybe that's a little bit better. There you go.
Hi, buddy. I don't have as many good pictures in my phone of Growlithe as I thought I did. I have more of Gigi.
Every dog is just great. There's nothing you couldn't show me a dog and I would go like, ew, gross. No, every dog is perfect and wonderful in every way all the time.
There's Growlithe in our gaming room, which is still being worked on. It needs its Raspberry Pi.
Oh, see, this is a great picture. Yep. A little thicker than my guy. He doesn't want to gain any weight for some reason, but yeah, I could see it they have such expressive brows.
I know.
Great dogs, though. Very smart. Almost too smart. And dumb at the same time. Like does Growlithe pick up words that he shouldn't pick up, and then over time you have to change the words so he doesn't like react?
Yeah.
Yep, that happens.
We have to spell out certain words.
Yep.
The other thing.
Great word.
And she has now stolen my shoe. Okay, that's cool. She went under my desk, stole the shoe out because I was wearing a set of like Crocs, so I was slipping my feet in and out of them as it was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
She just stole it. It's over there now.
Of course.
It's hers. It's the reason I have multiple pairs. But no, that's neat. We have the same dog. They just have the different palette swaps.
Yeah.
No, we've got the second picture outside. We actually have a set of like restaurant booths that got commandeered from an old storage unit from a restaurant that went out of business.
Oh, neat.
We got those for free, and along with the table, and actually just installed them in our front porch so that we have like a breakfast space there that feels like you're outside in a restaurant. However, because it is so easy for her to do so, she just climbs on the table and sleeps there. Anytime she's outside, 9 times out of 10, we'll go out there, and she's just like resting on the table, and I'm like, it is summertime. I'm sure the table's much more cool than the ground.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can understand that.
That feeling when you both have the same starter Pokemon. Nice. True.
Which one's the shiny, though, is the question.
I don't know. Maybe they're yet to shine, because mine still eats poop sometimes.
We have 5 cats.
I only have one right now. I'm definitely destined for another one. There's no way Sarah lets me only have one cat for this entire run.
Our with all the cats, Growlithe is good friends with some. She's ambivalent with others, or rather, the others are ambivalent with her. But there's one thing that she can agree with all of our cats, and that's that all of them have really tasty poop.
Yeah. Luckily, he's scared of parts of the kitchen floor. I think it's because the pads of his feet get hair on him and he slips around. So where the poop is right now is fine. It used to be a problem, but he is obsessed with our cat. Her name is Ellie. She's just a black cat. She's sort of a blob. Is she in here? Mm-hmm. Yes, she is in here. You can't see her. He's obsessed with her, though. He'll just follow her around all day long and just adore her. And it's kind of like I imagine like sort of like a Cleopatra and then like the palm frond guy that would just follow her around and keep it cool. He's that all day, every single day.
That makes sense. That's like, you know what? That analogy gets even worse when you consider that palm fronds are usually eunuchs.
There you go. Yeah,
and
he is a eunuch.
You fix your dog, so
yeah. I don't want him to reproduce. Absolutely not.
We still got to get Growlithe fixed. She's only 9 months old.
Oh, okay.
So we've got to get her fixed very soon. But she's a little one. We got her as a puppy. We wanted to adopt one from a shelter. The problem is that because we have 5 cats, the likelihood I do not want to take a dog out of an environment, pull it into this environment, find out it cannot be suitable in this environment because the other animals are there, and then pull it back. So the only other option was to find a puppy. Yeah. My first want is to adopt, but
Yeah.
We just ended up doing that.
It was kind of a rescue. I got Darwin from hippies they lived on a farm, and they were giving him holistic medicines. And when I found out they were injecting vinegar dilute into the dogs for heartworm treatments, I decided to grab him immediately. So he came home with me that day. So it was pretty much a rescue, I think.
Yeah, I would call that a rescue. All of our cats, I want to say they're rescues, but if I'm being 100% honest, it's more like a couple of them just kind of chose this house and said, "This is where we sleep now." We have 5. The first one was Gigi. Gigi came onto the back porch 6 or 7 years ago. She was a little kitten, just tiny baby, and it was the middle of November, and it was a snow season. So she comes up onto the porch. We hear her meow on the back porch. Open it up, let her in. We go, okay, you'll be in here for one night. And then at the time we lived in apartments, we're like, okay, we're gonna see if you're anybody's kitty who just got out.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that she had been house hopping. Every house took her in for a day and then did the same fucking thing.
Jeez.
So we said, okay, you're not going to another house. You are now our kitty. The next kitten, the owner of the card shop that we used to go to before he sold the store, had a stray come into their house, a stray kitten that still needed bottle milk, like had gotten abandoned by its mother. And it was like, well, we can't take care of it because his wife was in college and he had to run the store full time. Like they couldn't feasibly do it. So we said, okay, we'll take it. That was our second rescue. Had to bottle feed him. He's actually sleeping right over there, out of camera shot. Then we had two from the same litter. We were living in a second-story apartment at the time. The mother of the 2 kittens gave birth to them on our second-story porch and then abandoned them in the bag that held our Christmas tree. So we fished them out of the tree, bottle-fed them, and they are now in the house. And the final one was Yumi, who named after the cat from League of Legends. We got her right as Yumi came out. Yumi was going door to door trying to find a house that would take her in. I saw that, called her in. She was incredibly sick, wouldn't eat, so we had to feed her with a syringe for a month. We found out the reason she was sick was that she was pregnant and the babies had actually died in her womb.
Oh,
and
God.
They were literally rotting her out from the inside until she was able to expel them. So we had to take her to the vet, get that taken care of. She had to get a steroid shot and all kinds of stuff. It sucked. But after that, she has been an incredibly loving cat. Outside of the brain damage she has, she drools every now and again, so we know there's at least something wrong up there. But she's a good kitty. She chose us and said, okay, you guys can save my life, right? Yeah, we did. We could.
Someone akin to how Darwin follows Ellie around like a palm frond person. Is that like the quartering in Brie Larson?
Or is it like Paul Joseph Watson and Lauren Southern?
That's good shit. That is good shit. Thank you, chat. My cat does not drool. I used to have a cat that would do the suckle thing and then get drooly, but
we only have one cat that does the suckle thing, and it's any blanket that smells like Raz, she will paw the blanket and suckle it because she views Raz as mom, because of course her mom abandoned her. Raz was the one that bottle fed her, so that's who she sees. But I think that's the only one we've got.
Cats
that does
have
that.
Parent issues too. Ours are just happen to be our dads, I guess. Don't have any suckling.
Maybe the real cats were the friends we made along the way.
Oh, that's good. That's always.
No, I'm not having this conversation, Jack and Quill. I'm not doing this again. We're not going. We're not having the conversation about whether or not uncooked dry ramen is good. It's not. Your preferences are horrible. Stop this. We're not doing this again.
I like
not.
to try to spread validity when I can, but I am unable. I am unable to call that valid.
We can even it seems
You know?
it seems people in your chat are saying that the dry crunchy ramen is good. This is
Oh yeah, Sarah likes it. I forgot.
This is the true
Awful.
class warfare.
20 years from now, we'll be the bigots in this ramen war. You're all monsters? Everyone involved in this ramen thing is a monster? What?
Apparently so.
Huh.
Apparently so.
This is why we can't have lefty unity. Dry ramen. Well, it's because that's all we can eat while we're fighting the proletariat. Or the bourgeoisie. Well, I guess both.
Like, freaking... Is it that dry ramen is more poor because you don't have to spend money on heating the pot, and therefore
like you don't have an oven.
That is one class.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who actually cook their ramen like human beings
bougie
is another class. We are the middle class oppressors, like the police officers. This is
we're cops.
Is this class reductionism or is this class expansionism? Did we just expand the definition to where it means nothing anymore?
Is ramen spaghetti?
No, but it is technically bread.
Oh God. I unironically did know somebody that didn't like the ramen packets, but did like the ramen noodles and put ketchup on them. So that's spaghetti, right? I think that's spaghetti. We're not friends anymore, for the record. That was a straw. I couldn't. Yeah.
Now there is one thing I will say: you can use ramen as a bun very well.
You can fry them.
There's a good recipe where you take your ramen, you boil it, get it al dente, and then you put it in a bowl, mix it with egg, and then let it chill in the fridge until it gets until it emulsifies a bit, and then
fry that shit.
Toss it. You toss it and fry it, just in a pan, both sides, and then you use it as a bun for burgers, and it is really good.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Like, ramen burgers are 10 out of 10. Growlith, are you upset that I'm not paying attention to you? Is that it?
Yeah, apparently.
Is that it? Is that the problem?
Well, we've been going for almost 3 hours, actually, which is much longer than I thought we were going for. But I'll take. I'm here for the long haul, so it's up to you when you want to pull the parachute out.
I'd say I probably have about between 10 and 30 minutes more.
Sure,
something like that. I growled. Mainly because I did not actually spend most of my time home. I spent it desperately going around my city trying to get my car repaired, which has been.
I saw that.
So we've been putting off car repairs for a while because it was like, well, the car runs and it's not like I have to use a car to get to and from work.
Yeah.
So like, okay, do you want out? Because I can let you out. That's what you want, bro. Go that way. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So we did a fundraising stream because it finally hit when the tire, front passenger tire, exploded and shredded itself into pieces.
Oh yeah.
That we decided, okay, maybe it's time to not let more of this stuff catch up with us. So we're like, okay, we'll do a live stream, and I'll say I thought at the time there was $1,000 worth of repair in the car, between the AC, the tires, the blinkers, all the stuff that was making it not safe to drive in Atlanta and the South. Set that at $1,000. We actually earned that on stream. I was like, cool, you guys are awesome. My community is wonderful. I still want to thank you guys again for donating for that. But then we had to tow it and leave it in a shop the day before, so I came home to do the stream while it was in the shop.
Yeah.
Called the shop, and they said, okay, so you got $2,300 worth of damages here that need to be accounted for. And I was like, that is not the number I budgeted for. And they're like, oh, by the way, we can't actually fix the blinkers because that's an electrical issue. That's going to be a few $100s more, and that's going to be at your local dealership. We can't actually handle that here. So I'm like, so we're looking at potentially $3,000 of damage That is significantly under the number that I shot out, and I know a few of my fans were like, "So you want to do another fundraiser stream?" I'm like, "Well, I don't though. Like
Yeah.
I'm the one that I undershot the amount. That's my bad."
Yeah, I feel bad from time to time. And they're all and like if I ever need anything, they're always like, "Well, let's do a thing. We'll do the money." And it's like, "Yeah, but like you have stuff that you pay for." Like I don't know. Just because I do the internet doesn't mean that I don't know.
That's where I'm at as well. Like there were a few people during the initial stream that were like, "I feel bad because I can't donate." And I'm like, "No, don't feel bad if you can't donate. That's no.
Yeah.
If you there's nothing that even says that you should have to in the first place. There's no incentive for donating in the first place. Don't feel like you have to. So like if people want to donate over above the fact, sure, cool. But I am very hesitant about sitting down and doing a fundraiser. I over and all don't want to. When it came to doing the fundraisers for like the protests and stuff, cool. I'll do those for 5 and 6 days in a row because that's me supporting an actual cause. When it comes to me, I don't want to dedicate more than a couple of hours to fundraising for me. It feels self-aggrandizing outside of that.
Yeah. Unless it's like, I don't know, the only way it would be is like my family is in like some sort of need of something, I guess. But
again, even at that point, you're not doing it for you.
And mine are fake anyway. I don't have a real. So that's the canon.
There's somebody saying down payment for another car. So the problem though is that we do own this vehicle, like full stop. It would raise our expenses to down payment on a new car.
Yeah.
Have higher insurance for that car, and then have the car payment. We just after the channel got stolen, my revenue from YouTube got cut in half. So we just started breaking even thanks to Patreon and Twitch, and we have a little bit that comes in through affiliate. There's a sex shop that I affiliate with that we're like, yeah, totally, we'll sponsor your channel.
Hell yeah.
It's the only one. Go figure. But after just breaking even there, and like I can't really justify adding another expense. I can't. Like I can justify repairing the car I've got, and then just like sitting on that for however long it's going to last me. But getting a new one, while maybe that's the safest option possible, that's not the financially responsible option. It's really not.
I should get a sex shop sponsor to do corn dildos.
I wonder if the one that's
I have one. I have a corn dildo somewhere around here that a fan sent. But yeah, that'd be. You'd buy? Thanks, buddy.
Hold on, let me type in corn dildo.
I should just.
Nope.
I should just get a sex shop. I should just make one.
Just okay. Make a sex shop.
Yeah.
3D printed corn dildos and corn butt plugs.
A fundraiser for hush money for your secret family? Yep, we could do that. Is the corn dildo in the bedroom? No, I've never used it. It is... You know, it might be in the closet. It might be in the closet where we put all sorts of crazy stuff that we get from fans.
I was just asked how many miles are on the car. 162,000 miles, and the only reason I know that is we got the oil changed recently, so I got that lovely little sticker that told me I don't look normally.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that kind of stuff. Car people are funny. My brother's a car person, and I don't know. They just like they know all the things. They're like, what's your axle crank? And it's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. But like, I'm really glad you know. Like, I know basic stuff, and like, and he tries to talk to me about things, or I hear him talk with his friends who are also car people because he's like a part-time mechanic. It's like they're so enthusiastic about like this specific type of machine. It just seems weird to me, I guess. But so I have hobbies too.
It's not weird to me because I've got the same enthusiasm where like computers are concerned. Where Ralph is not having a good day. She's probably trying to talk to one of the cats and wondering why they don't bark back.
Yeah, maybe it's like a PC person. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but I feel like they get like a vroom vroom pee pee energy feel from it though, and whereas I don't know that PC people do. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I think so. I will be honest. There is a certain level of like of dick measuring energy that comes from
Okay.
PC builds. When somebody's, because I have a few friends where like when we compare builds, they'll be like, "Oh, you got the what was the actual comparison that we had there?" I have an Intel Core i7 right now, 87K processor. They'll go, "Wait, you went for Intel and not AMD?" And I'm like, "Dude, I had AMD for my last processor. Shut the fuck up. It's fine. I just got a different board this time. Holy shit."
I had Intel last time, and then now it's AMD. I can't really tell a difference except this one didn't work right away.
The only real difference is that generally AMD has more threads, so you can do more on it at once without it fudging up.
There we go.
Although in general AMD runs hotter, and my problem was that my PC was overheating when I streamed, so going to an Intel processor that wouldn't get as hot made more sense than sticking with AMD, which I knew was literally one of my problems.
Yeah, I don't think mine's being used very much right now, actually. Let me see.
My biggest thing was I wanted to during the multi-day live stream for BLM, I wanted to stream some Resident Evil 2, and my computer just said, "You thought."
Yeah, my CPU is at 17% now. It's a huge upgrade from the last one.
I think just running the stream. Let me see where mine's sitting at. Just running the stream, I'm sitting at
with that
25%.
Yeah. So it's like way different experience between this and the other stuff like last time.
Yeah, granted, I've got your Twitch open so I can see both streams, and I've got a couple of browser tabs open. I don't know how much of a strain that really takes on CPU. I think it's more RAM.
Yeah, I don't know. Most of my problem is like Chrome.
I stopped using Chrome because it was when my channel got stolen. It was through my Gmail, so like effectively everything on my Chrome became flammable. So I stopped using Chrome and went to using Opera, and actually I find that I like Opera a lot more. It's got a built-in VPN, and it's got all kinds of like integrations with WhatsApp and Twitch and stuff. It's really cool. It's just a better browser. And then they updated the Opera browser, and now all support for streaming is gone.
Oh god.
Because I had built this new computer, or not built this one. This one was a prefab model, so that I had a warranty. We built the other two PCs, but had this one set up, and when this one gets set up, installing all of my new stuff on it, everything's great. Opera's up. I get ready to start for my stream. I go to YouTube stream, and it goes, "We can't do that." I hadn't updated Opera on the old machine, so it just never occurred to me that something had changed.
Oh, it's a bummer.
So I'm like, don't fucking tell me I gotta go back to Chrome after spending months of just being happy without it. And now I have to use it again. Anytime I stream, I have to see that little rainbow blip next to my Opera browser, just reminding me that it's inadequate.
That's a bummer. I don't know that Chrome has any integrations for this shit. I try not to use a bunch of shit on Chrome because it is not necessarily super secure, so.
Is not the best thing. Oh god damn it. The Raspberry Pi uses Chromium as a default browser.
No! I like Microsoft Edge for PDFs because I always have shit open for D&D, but like other than that,
it's like when you get a new PC and you look at Internet Explorer and you're like, this is a wonderful browser for downloading other browsers.
Yeah, I can't. It's just so bad. It's PDF Viewer I like a lot, but I can't browse the internet with it. It's
Growlith, come back. It's gonna be okay. I think I know the issue. She wants to go out, but we can't just let her out because I got a message from my mom saying that their chickens got spooked, which means that the coyotes are out and about, and they don't really make any bones about what animals they'll fight. So, yeah, sorry, Growlith, you're gonna have to be okay for just a little bit.
Yeah. Edge is genuinely the best PDF browser on Windows. Yeah, By the way, we've been being spied on by Twitch staff today because I said I was bullying ladies. So Loyal's in here. Make sure to. I'm glad you've enjoyed your experience here, sir, or ma'am, or whatever you got going on. NB pal. Can y'all pour one out for Bing? Oh shit! I forgot Bing exists. Yeah, I think that's the. I think when you use because Microsoft, right? I think that's the standard. Yeah, try like I don't know. Like let's just look at this real quick. This is what pops up. This is their standard. Like this looks terrible. This is not a UI that I want to deal with.
Early 2000s Yahoo.
Yeah, no, thank you. This is the best you got going on. Count me out. I'm good. I'm not enjoying myself some internet exploring on Windows. Yeah. Did someone report the stream? No, just Twitch staff drops by every once in a while. Just a big fan since TBR. Hey, thanks, Loyal. Appreciate it. I'm glad that you dig.
I've never had Twitch staff hop in my streams, but then again, my streams are also very small.
Fair
when
enough.
I'm doing Twitch streams, like 30 to 40 viewers, maybe if I'm like nightmarishly lucky.
This is actually a small stream for me, but 212 is well, small, modest. It's a modest. It's like a chill. Doesn't get too crazy. But I took a break for a while, so how does one get a job watching Twitch? Well, I think you have a job and then you at Twitch doing actual work, and then you get a badge. I don't think the job is to watch Twitch. However, I do not know. So maybe Loyal, you can explain a little bit more of that if you're interested. It's not
have your dream job.
Yeah, it's not a weird flex. I like I was mentioning it because I kind of like I like it when we're not going a million miles an hour. So I kind of don't. I don't like we've gotten in the thousands multiple times, but I don't really like those streams a ton unless we're doing like charity or something. I kind of like the make sure that we can curate the community, you know.
So I think for me on YouTube, I like having about a 400 person stream. On Twitch, generally about a 70 is nice.
Yeah.
Because then you've got plenty of people you can talk to.
Yeah.
When I'm streaming on YouTube, I generally have like a topic or a person I'm talking to, so I'm not engaging with chat all the time. Whereas on Twitch, I'm trying to engage with the chat more often.
Yeah, on YouTube, there's it's just a lot more to deal with, I guess. Yeah. We do an unboxing stream and there's like 500 to 700 people and it's just going. Yeah.
You're just like, I just tried to open up the box.
Yeah, and then we get for the last like 5 streams we did on YouTube, we got like porn bots like spamming like, hey, you want to see some titties? It's like, I mean, I'm already here. I don't need your help at all. We're on the internet. Like, Charisma Save streams are best because they're small. Yeah, the YouTube stream is, or the YouTube stream, the D&D stream. We've been getting about 75-ish average viewers recently on this D&D stream, so that's pretty nice. Those bots are the bane of your existence. I have a lot of mods that are mod at both. Yeah, those are hard.
Got all kinds of... I don't get many bots in my streams. It's usually just the comment section where you get, hey, do you want to be friends? Hey, do you want to see my website? www.sexisfun.com?
Yeah, the follow people are weird. I've never experienced anyone having success doing the like, hey, if I follow you and you follow me, then we'll both be following each other, and then surely the YouTube or the Twitch or Twitter or whatever will both be very popular people eventually and make a living doing this. It's like, just make some content, man.
Just from the stance of how the algorithm works,
it
is really bad to do the follow for follow thing because dead followers or dead subs on YouTube, that actually negatively affects you really badly. You want people who are there for your content, who are going to be engaged with your content, because if not, you literally get punished for it. Not in like a you got Stephen Molyneux off the platform type of punishment, just a your channel's not doing so hot. Does it need an IV drip?
It's a sidebar issue. They don't put you on Like you don't get analytics.
Shinny Black Rose in your chat, who's a fan we both have, I'd imagine, just said, "I hope I didn't miss the Yu-Gi-Oh duel."
I don't actually. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh. Never once.
Then we cannot do the duel.
I feel like you'd win. You'd auto win. I did play 4 rounds of Magic.
Deck.
I played 4 rounds of MTG, and I won all of them. And so I retired on top. That was it.
You have a positive record on MTG.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep. There we go. I played a vampire deck and an angel deck, 2 games each, and that was it. I don't know if that. I don't know. That's what I remember from. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly. I just know that's what that was happening.
Jack and Quill in my chat said, "Does Jake play Waifu Wars?" I don't think Jake plays Waifu.
What's a Waifu War? Is that a Steam sex game?
No, it's a moniker. There's a card game called Weishwartz, which takes multiple anime like Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, but also like your fan service anime also gets lumped into there, and it's a card game that lumps all of that into one giant card game. It's fun. I enjoy it. I have several decks for
it. Jump Force, but cards.
Like Jump Force, but cards is probably an apt description, except Jump Force is mostly shonen anime, and shonen is never featured in Weiss.
I have no idea what that means.
Shonen is like Full Metal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto.
Okay, Americanized?
Bleach. No, it's a specific category of anime that is aimed at like. Usually it features a lot of combat. Usually it's aimed at young boys. That's like it's not a super well-defined thing, but that is the category, as it were. Like, Avatar: The Last Airbender could functionally, if you considered it an anime, could functionally be considered a shonen anime.
Huh.
And usually those are not the anime featured in Weiss. Weiss normally features what's called seasonal anime. The other thing about shonen is they're long form. Every single anime I named has multiple seasons.
Right. Seasonal is almost like 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, like in Weiss you've got like Evangelion,
which I didn't like.
I actually really liked Evangelion.
I couldn't get into it. I'm really bad at anime, so like I'm bad at liking anime specifically.
Fair. Oh, the sometimes video games get in there too, like the Persona series is in Weiss.
I have Persona 5 because it was gifted to me and I never played it, but two of my best friends play the shit out of Persona, and 4 Gold or whatever just came out. Sell me. Do you like it?
So I haven't actually played.
Oh, okay.
I just know it is a game series that has been recommended to me many times.
Me too.
And literally the last game of Weiss I played was against a friend who brought his Persona 5 deck.
Okay.
So like that's the one that I remember most right now. There's some weird stuff in there too. Like there's a Tetris deck, which is just because Puyo Tetris exists. So like is weird. I played that again. I played that once in a tournament. Somebody brought that against me, and I'm just like, wait, there's a fucking Tetris deck in this game. Why is that a thing?
I don't even. I guess I don't know how functionally it works. I very satisfyingly put the long stick block in, and that's
apparently
that's an attack or something.
Apparently, Puyo Tetris has like characters, so that you can actually build cards off of that. But I'm super unfamiliar with it. I found out about its existence through fighting a deck that used it, and then I was like, oh, that is a thing that exists in my reality. This is a weird timeline.
There's lots of weird shit out there.
It is.
I don't know.
I also just remembered JoJo's Bizarre Adventure just came out in Weiss as well.
I see a lot of people do the JoJo memes, but I have never partaken. I hear it's got a lot of gay energy.
Oh, it has big gay energy.
Yeah.
It is. However, I will say this. The way I described JoJo's to somebody recently is that imagine the Legend of Zelda, like how Ganondorf reincarnates, but it's always a different Link and Zelda that have to deal with his bullshit. It's like that, except really big gay energy, and that is JoJo's. JoJo's is just Legend of Zelda, but big gay energy. And stands. I think that's accurate.
JoJo is so straight, it's gay. That is what someone just put in my. Okay, I don't know.
I think more anime like JoJo needs to exist. Strictly because even though most of the characters in JoJo are not gay, because it's an anime based off a manga from the 80s, so of course. But the hypersexualization of the male characters almost exclusively in JoJo, it just needs to happen more. Because I'm not a person that goes, we need to sexualize females less in games and in media. I'm like, no, we need to sexualize guys as much.
Yeah,
that's the reality I want.
See,
I'm straight and I want that reality.
Yeah, I often say, like, it's sad, but in America specifically, and the way we market things and the capitalism the very specific American capitalism, like, you haven't gotten to equality until you're equally exploited as, like, everybody else. So, like getting objectified as, like, I don't know, like there was a trans ESPN model recently who was a total hottie, and eventually we're gonna get to the point where it's just like sort of that. Remember when Cyberpunk got into a little bit of trouble because there was like an ad and it was like a lady with a humongous ding dong.
Oh,
and so
yes, and
but I think that's the point, right? Like they're being hypersexualized as like look how bad this dystopia is. Everybody is just like, it's just product. Just buy it. It's consumption. Consume.
Because it's cyberpunk. That's
what
cyberpunk does.
Yeah,
that's what it's done for decades.
And that's when you get that, and that's when equality happens. That's
like
yes.
The whole point behind that ad in Cyberpunk was that this character this society, while more accepting, exploits everyone.
Yes.
It exploits a trans person by tokenizing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That's what it's doing, which is...
And it makes transness, like, flippant and accessorizing. Because you can, like, as a mechanic in the game, you can, like, change your gender whenever you want. It's almost to the point where gender doesn't exist, which is cool for an abolitionist. But, like, from our point of view, because we're not there yet, it almost seems like something you take on and put off, and, like... Yeah, it's very interesting. I think we should feminize...
It's fully performative at that point.
Yeah. Very interesting critique, and honestly, not far off to where I think we'd go. I think we should feminize males more. I agree. I actually saw a really interesting post, and again, I'm a dirty straight. You guys know this, so I have nothing to really gain. But there was a post on Twitter that was like... bring back guys that show their midriff, and like instead of this like making it feminizing and stuff. And then someone above that said, "Yeah, but only if you let fat guys do it too, because I want to see that tummy." And it was like, this is like we live in such a weird
normalize
time.
Bears. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not hairy enough to be a bear, but I get often called one. I think I'm more of a cub, but definitely cuddly. But yeah, bring back male tank tops. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I don't know. I think the idea of like men with long hair was like really big in the 90s. It was sort of feminine, but it was like masculine at the same time. Like Eddie Vedder in the 90s.
Does anybody remember the mullet?
The mullet is the masculinization of the feminization of long man hair. Facts. It's the toxic masculinity of long man hair. That's what mullets are.
You ain't man enough if you don't look like me.
If the front ain't short and the back ain't long, you're a sissy.
You gotta look like a professional from the front and a rebel from the back.
Man, my parents They didn't like hit me as a child, but I was definitely abused because I had a rat tail. I like that.
I had that for a brief time, and it was mainly because I was way too lazy to cut my hair, and so I just
No, but I was 3. I was a victim. If you opt into that, if that's a thing that you're like, you know what, I don't necessarily like this, or maybe I do like it. Like, you're choosing. That's freedom. That's liberty. That's America. I was forced. There's pictures of me. I should get them from my mom. I should get baby pictures from my mom, and we'll do a stream or something. But yeah, I had a rat tail. I looked like fucking Randy Travis. That's a reference.
I think I actually have, under my bookcase, kept there because I like to pretend it doesn't exist, a picture of me when I was younger with hair down to, like, here. But, like, when I mean younger, I mean, like, a year old, maybe? Maybe 2. I at least had clothes on, I know that. Which was impressive, I think.
Today I learned my mom indoctrinated me into toxic masculinity at age 10 by cutting the hair in the front short when I wanted long hair. I mean, joking aside, I do think that there are aspects that I look back on, like lots of pressure to have girlfriends, or lots of pressure, and not specifically not boyfriends, or not wear girl colors, or I made the joke earlier, but it literally happened. My dad literally yelled at me for picking a girl in a video game once. Like, little things that I didn't, that sort of built up. Did you just gag? What are you doing? He's looking gross. Okay, the dog's just being weird. But I don't know. Did a lot of other people experience this shit? Like, just pink. So, that's a girl color. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Girl color thing. Like the idea.
I got the pink as a girl color thing, but I also went to a Christian private school and was forced to have a buzz cut for years.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with Pensacola Christian Academy, that was my school with the Abeka literature and the IFB Seventh Day Adventist indoctrination. I also just found out that I'm not the only YouTuber who just did my taxes yesterday.
Yeah.
One of my other friends just posted that, hey, I just got done doing my taxes. They're going to be even worse next year. And everybody's like, dude, it's July. And I'm like, yeah, there's difference, though. We're YouTubers. That means we don't really have functional lives, and we've probably got some mental issues. It's why we're okay with this.
Yeah.
You guys are functional parts of society. I'm sorry.
God, I just dread it. I dread it. It's bad.
This is the first time I had to sit down and like itemize everything, and I hated it. It was so annoying.
Did you break even? Probably not.
So I broke even, but only because my YouTube channel only started being really not really profitable, but like profitable enough to sustain near the latter half of last year. So there were only a few thousands of dollars in there to even quantify. And then it was like, hey, did you buy a home? Well, yeah, I did. Okay, and how much of your home is dedicated to work?
100%.
This much square feet.
100%. Yeah, no.
I didn't put 100%. I put the office. I put the office square footage.
Yeah, and it's a your TV, your phone bill. Like, how much do you use of that? How much? I don't know. Fucking all of it. Yes, get rid of all of it. Because as contractors, our tax is worse than if we. It's weird. They want you. They say like, oh, let's be a small business owner. Be a small business owner. It's America. Blah blah blah. And then they destroy you, and you pay way more percentage than you would if you were a wage slave.
Yep. My mom started owning her own business. She found that she had to pay taxes both as an employee and as an employer of herself, which was land of the entrepreneur. Everybody. Not
great. When I am emperor of the world, that will change.
When you are emperor of the world, is there going to be like a corn stimulus?
Hell yeah. Everyone gets a little bit of corn, a little bit of love.
Everybody gets 2 kernels per day. Use them wisely.
That's your corn bucks. You guys get corn bucks. To be fair, you could live in Jakevilles, which is what they would call those. Basic standard of living. No one gets to be homeless unless they absolutely want to be. You could go live in the woods if you want to.
Yeah.
But you got a place to stay if you need it. Just saying. There's no reason. We're so stupid. There's so many things that we could fix by just going, what if we were nice? That's literally it. What if we were nice to people? I don't know, man. Then we could take dead malls and make them fucking apartment buildings for homeless people. Done.
Can we do that with half of the... Can we take all the NIFB churches and turn them into homeless people apartments?
Sure. Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. Like, there's lots of things we could do. There's lots of empty houses that nobody really fucking owns. Like, yeah, let's... And that's just housing. What about, like, I don't know, giving people food? We waste so much food.
Give everybody just a month's worth of basic food. Just like, here's some soy, here's some rice, here's some beans. Like, this way you won't starve. You will have food. Here's your house. This is your baseline. You are fed. You have a house. Go get a job and get more.
Shelter. Yeah. I think we fetishize jobs even, but yeah, I think at this point you kind of need it, but eventually we're going to run out of, like, even that, where we're going to be like, well, there aren't really jobs. So now we need UBI, and I don't know, it's like we're cascading into this place where, like, I don't know, we have this weird, your worth is tied directly to your production. It's weird. Like, we get called, people tell us all the time when they disagree with us, they go, like, get a real job. You know what I mean? Like if we're not breaking rocks with hammers in hot fields and sweating all day, it's not, like, worthwhile, right? Like they
it's weird.
They like subjugation. It's strange.
They'll say get a job, but then, like, they won't say the same thing to Glenn Beck or Tucker Carlson.
No.
Even though they're effectively doing the same thing.
Yep. Does Trump have a real job? Hell no. He certainly doesn't do his job.
I mean, he's certainly failed at least 7 of them.
Yeah, it's bad.
Do you want Trump steaks? Is that a thing you want? No, not really. I've heard how you have your steaks, you monster.
Oh, I do like a steak, but not a well-done one. Although I accidentally
done with ketchup.
Yeah, you know what? I can get over if you like a well-done steak. I can get over that. But when you do the ketchup, that's a big deal for me. Wait, John Doyle works at Subway? You fucking lie. You do not lie to me this way. Don't get me excited that John Doyle works at Subway. I live in the same state. I will go make him make me a sandwich. Like 100%. I'll tip him. They take tips at Subway. He's still a worker, and I still think he deserves a living wage. Not a shitpost? Fuck off. Holy shit. I live here. I need to find out which Subway it is. I will literally... Okay, I'm going on the Subway diet. I'm gonna make... He blocked... So I went on I debated him, and then he blocked me shortly after he lost, and
so you're going to go and say, make me a sandwich.
I'm going to literally tell him to make me a sandwich until he quits. I'm going to make him quit his job at Subway. Hell yeah.
You just go, make me a sandwich. I need onion. More onion.
More onion. I said extra onion. It's the only low-wage worker I'll ever be mean to.
Oh,
I cannot stand people that are dicks to service people. I'm going to be it just to John. Fuck John. There's no way. Here's a link to the picture. You shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh what? What? You don't need a gun to buy a sandwich. Dude. Do you Okay.
Stop, John! No! Oh my! I need. Oh jeez.
Oh my god! And dude, his trigger discipline is so bad.
He's pointing it literally at a person.
And you don't do that even if your gun has a safety. That is poor trigger discipline. Have you ever been to a range? Have you ever taken gun safety classes, you douche?
This is gonna be my phone background or something. Like, this is my header now. I don't.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you guys in the chat. Here. Enjoy. John Doyle, host of the popular right-wing show Feck Off Commie, or Heck Off Commie. Sorry, he wouldn't use the feck word. This is John Doyle, the big right-wing, massive dick energy, hates communism, super pro-capitalism, so pro-capitalism, he's being exploited by a corporation as we speak.
Hey, get your money however you want to get your money, okay? You need it to survive in capitalism. He does. Surely this is a society. He must exist in it. But god damn it, if this isn't, like, just soul-crushingly perfect. This is, of course he's a wage slave. And is advocating to continue to be that. At Subway. He's not even a manager at Subway. He's just the sandwich guy at Subway. That's why he has such fucking impotent rage. Because he's just making sandwiches for guys all... This makes so much sense. Oh my god.
He's doing the job he argues that women should be doing, and that upsets him. That's the energy. I strive to have that energy one day.
Wait, he pointed a gun at Mike Bloomberg and you called Mike Bloomberg a hoe and got permabanned? Wow.
How dare you try to take away his liberty to eat fresh, sir?
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. There's something I need. I don't know what I'm gonna. How do I track down where he works? I need to go visit Subway and have him make me 7 foot-long chicken teriyaki sandwiches. That's the worst one, right? I feel like you don't want to make that one the most.
So I will be honest with you. I used to work for Publix in their sub shop, and
it sucks,
I can tell you,
I work for McDonald's. It's terrible.
McDonald's. Oddly enough, McDonald's and Publix are the 2 jobs I enjoyed the most of all the ones I've had.
I enjoyed the workers. I didn't enjoy the job.
That's probably why I enjoyed them, all things considered.
Yeah, I did not enjoy the work. I definitely enjoyed the people, though.
So I will say this: the worst sandwiches are not the ones with like scoopable meat.
Okay.
Which, like chicken teriyaki, is the worst sandwiches are the ones with layers. So when they're like, "Hey,
so
I want to get an Italian sandwich," and you're just like, "Okay, I'm gonna lay down each pepperoni and each bit of salami and each bit of ham," and that's the tweet, guys. That's what we're doing. Those ones sucked.
How do I find... How many locations of Subways are there in Michigan? That's what I need to know first. There's lots of them. There's more Subways than McDonald's, aren't there? Subways in Michigan. I could be wrong. Subway locations. Wait, they were planning to close 500 locations in 2018.
Yep.
Maybe. Oh boy. Hold on. I'm just gonna say Subway near me on maps.
Just
instead of yeah. Okay. Let's see maps. There's 6 within driving range. Let's zoom out a little bit more.
You get a sandwich from each of them. So what you do is you look at his schedule, like what he uploads, when he streams.
Yeah.
You go, okay, we're gonna go to Subways when he's not doing that, at least an hour before. You just go to every Subway you can until you hit the right one.
For some reason, I thought he said he lived in Flint. Did he mention where he lived? Uh-oh. Did he mention where he lived when... Southfield. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Pikachu, you have not had chicken teriyaki? Why? That is wrong. Bad.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, they have a rib sandwich right now that's pretty good.
I bet he goes to Holy Sepulchre. That church right there. Okay, in the area of where he said he lived, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 20 subways.
Are you going... Okay, so as much as I want to say you make it a YouTube video finding the John Doyle subway, that feels like doxing. So I wouldn't
as long
say...
as I don't show... As long as only I know where he's at, right? You know what I'm saying?
Apparently Sushi Mommy found his Facebook.
Yeah, well, I know. His stuff is public.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as I don't say, here's the subway John Doyle works at, and I just say, I found John Doyle working at Subway. Right?
Then you just go there and go, you know what? I am buying... To piss him off more, you buy many sandwiches, you make sure he's the sandwich artist, and then you let him know...
The sandwich... I forgot they call them sandwich artists.
You're going to be redistributing the sandwiches. I got these sandwiches to redistribute them to those in need.
On his Facebook, it does not say, like, which one he works for. It doesn't say, like, any other contact info or anything like that. And I won't show that on stream just in case I don't know what's going on over here. But it's definitely him.
That is...
I need to log into a Facebook to, like, look at this shit.
Sounds like cancer.
If you do find the exact specific one, I'll go to it. Otherwise, I might have to go to 20 different ones. And he does not want to see me walk into his Subway. You 100% know his soul will evaporate if I walk into his Subway. Right? He's going to be like, oh my fucking god, no. This guy...
I have a friend who is actually a store manager at a Subway. I wonder if he actually could. I don't think he could though, because it's probably John's probably part of a franchise, and there's no grabbing between franchise and corporate.
I have no interest in doxing him. I would never share where he's at for you guys. That's irresponsible.
No,
but I do have very much interest in, because we have a very negative relationship, going there, bringing cash and buying like 30 sandwiches.
All $1 bills. Every bill is a $1 bill. Let's go, sorry, I'm a lefty, I'm poor. I had to collect these.
Apparently it was taken 2 years ago. Well, we'll see. Maybe he quit. Maybe he quit his job at the Subway.
Potentially. I mean, his channel has enough subs. He should be able to be full-time.
He should be able to. Maybe he did.
But, like, seriously, if he
John
is there...
Doyle? John Doyle's an asshole. That's who. But, you know, worst case scenario, I do like the veggie subs at Subway. I like some of their bread.
The Italian urban cheese bread.
Yeah.
Is good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do the flatbread.
I haven't been in a while. I don't frequent.
Order them with chains, Jake.
The veggie
sit
delight.
There you just sit there with a thing of quarters.
Rolls
All
of
right.
fucking quarters.
No. A single jar of pennies and go, okay, I'm going to have to pay you by using a scale.
Oof. I just joined the channel, so I would like to know what's going on. I know you didn't have a tone when you wrote that, probably, and you're like, you're genuinely being like, hey, who the fuck is this guy? But it came across as a tone, and it was funny to me. John Doyle is a far-right authoritarian, trad, conservative, Christian fascist. Nailed it. I crushed it.
He runs a show called Heck Off Commie.
Yeah. He thinks the 1950s were the best because he's, well, not black. So, yeah. He's not a good guy. Yeah. Like, I think he might be more authoritarian than Ben Shapiro. But it's close.
So.
Yeah. I think so. Like, he wants to ban porn and, like, Although Ben Shapiro does too. He wants to like, I don't know. he his takes on freedom are fucking weird, and I don't think he has good ones. Heck off, fascist, and make my hoagie. Yeah.
Oh my god! You know, there actually is. If he worked at a Publix instead of a Subway, there is one sub that I hated making there.
What was that?
And that is the chicken tender sub,
Oh.
because unlike every other sub that has like prepared meats that you can layer yourself, this one you have to just take a bunch of chicken tenders, put them on a cutting board, take a knife, slice them into bits, and then layer them on the sandwich. It takes so long. It is such a. You would go in and go, okay, I want 20 chicken tender subs. I know that means you're gonna have to cook new chicken tenders to keep up with the amount that I want, and I know you're gonna have to cut each one individually, and that's gonna suck for you. But it's okay because you have a contractual agreement with your employer, so this actually isn't bullying you. It can't be.
And then it'll make him a leftist, like, immediately.
He just goes, being a worker sucks.
Shouldn't I have more rights in this awful? I feel like I missed so much goodness tonight. That's okay. Yeah, like, literally 3.5 hours of I did not expect. I thought, like, okay, Suris will come on, we'll talk for about an hour or something, and we'll hang out, and it'll be good time, and then we'll go our separate ways. Nope, too much chemistry. Too much good times.
Speaking of which, though, since we are at about that mark,
Yeah.
it's probably a good idea for me to go get food.
Oh, what you eating tonight?
I actually haven't decided that yet. It's going to be based on if I'm lazy. If I'm lazy, probably McDonald's, which is going to suck because it's the
Okay.
only thing open.
Yeah, McDonald's. Does
But if not, then I might actually thaw out some chicken and do... Let's see, I could do an Alfredo. That would be cool. But I also might just do chicken tenders because that's nice and comfortable.
The ramble was just a real.
Man, I don't know. Sometimes we just lazy it up and go to the McDonald's. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but it's not. It's always it never makes me feel good.
It's not tasty. You don't feel good afterwards.
really.
And I'll be honest, for the type of food you get at McDonald's, it's way too expensive.
Isn't that wild too? Like it's not good food.
Like a Big Mac is only a piece of bread more than a McDouble, but it also costs $5, and a McDouble costs $2.
Yeah, if you get a McDouble with the Mac sauce, no mustard or ketchup, add lettuce, you have the same thing minus the middle bun.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And that ends up running about, I think that was about $3 when you do it that way.
It depends on how much they charge for the sauce squirts.
Sauce squirts are about 50 cents.
Are they 50 now? They were
lettuce.
To date,
Lettuce is about 40 cents. I'm going off of
not to date me, but it was 20 cents for each of those things when I was working there. So
it was I'm saying how much it was when I was working there, but then again, I live in the Atlanta area.
Yeah, I'm pretty
things are a
rural.
little more expensive here.
Yeah. I guess one more question. Since you're both here, any tips for someone hoping to get into the politics philosophy talk on YouTube/Twitch? I would say only do it if you're actually interested in it. Like, it's a for you thing. You have to do the content, and you're the one that has to, like. If it's a money grab, it's a bad idea because there's not a lot of money in it necessarily. And also make sure that you're good at communicating in whatever way that is you communicate. But make sure that you're trying to get your ideas across. Would you have any?
I'd say the biggest things, aside from obviously having enthusiasm for it, the two things I'd say is, one, have an end goal. Why are you doing this?
Sure.
Like, if you want to hop on here, I will tell you the things that I've gotten. I've gotten death threats. I've gotten people saying they're going to come to my house and string me up.
Sure.
I've gotten all kinds of fat shaming and all the. If there's an insult you can think of, I've probably had it levied at me at some point. I'm sure Jake has as well.
If like peer-to-peer interaction that ends up negative affects you in any way, like like if it hurts your mental health, I would not suggest doing anything public.
The other thing that I would say is read. Like, if you're gonna hop into the political philosophy space, please read. Like, go understand the people that you're. Let's say you're a lefty. You want to understand the people you're arguing against. Read Shapiro. Read Peterson.
Oh, read
like,
Shapiro.
What shit things they're going to say.
I read
and
Peterson
then
too. Not good.
Also make sure that on your end you're reading some stuff. Like there's The Philosopher's Toolkit is a good book. Mastering Logical Fallacies is pretty good. The Conquest of Bread, I think, needs to go without saying. If you're in a lefty space, it kind of goes without saying. Just find some books and fucking read. You will not be upset when you come more prepared because you've read a fucking book.
I do not suggest reading Ben Shapiro. You're going to have to. Like that's good. I just don't suggest it. It's like for your happiness, it's not good
writing. It's not that it's good writing.
I really want
that if it's the same reason I went through and fucking sat down and read a good chunk of the Quran. It's not that I want to. It's that if you're gonna argue against that kind of stuff, you're gonna straw man it if you don't. And if you're fighting a straw man, you're not. I don't subscribe to horseshoe theory, but in this particular instance, you're not really doing any better than what we've seen thousands of right-leaning people do all the time on the internet.
Yeah. Hence the Bible study. It hasn't convinced me yet.
That's my thing. Just please read and please have a goal. And if don't make that goal money, because then you'll be Dave Rubin. Nobody wants to be Dave Rubin.
I mean, I anticipate the day that Dave Rubin comes out straight and divorces his husband.
He divorced his husband
money.
Because cultural Christianity is the only way to save us from the oppression of Islam.
If that happens, boy, is that sad. His book, by the way, is also dog shit, and we're reading that, and that's not good.
Don't burn it, Jake.
I think we might kill it in a bunch of ways that aren't burning it, like drown it or something. Are there any grifty people on the left? It seems like there's a lot less money in it. I don't think there's a lot to grift on the left necessarily, but maybe. I think it's more like liberals than lefties.
Liberals, and then maybe like a class reductionist.
Sure.
That speaks about things only in terms of theory, like essentially a libertarian at that point.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that I've debated from they call themselves far left, but like someone said that like race mixing is risky. I feel like that might be a little grifty, but I think she believes it.
Sounds like a bad tanky take.
Yeah, it was really bad. She's very racist, but yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that there's a lot of. I think the grift, there needs to be the money in it. So I think it's someone like the quartering. Like I don't think he has a fucking or like argument in his body. He just is like Brie Larson's bad, and then he looks at the numbers and goes yeah, and then he buys a shed or some shit or whatever he said he bought.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of grifting on the left. I was accused of grifting on the left.
I got accused of stealing charity money. It was really fucking weird.
When it happened to me, I was like, instead of defending me, actually, like Vadim from Creationist Cat was like, dude, if he's grifting, the left isn't the way to do it. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not what the money is not here.
The money's not with the workers, guys. That's why we have class conflict.
I've spent almost a decade being a lefty atheist. If I decided to be a right-wing religious person, grifter,
you'd be invited on all the talk shows.
I'd be the new white Candace Owens immediately. I'd make tons of money. Maybe I should do that and infiltrate them.
You go in and I actually have a friend who lives in the same city as Alex Jones. You could just like get a spot on his show.
Yeah, no shit.
It's like, okay, I found out that the lefties are actually all aligned with the globalists. They're trying to destroy civilization from within, this good, wholesome Western Christian civilization. I finished the Bible Reloaded. I came to the light at the end of Revelation. I get it now. You guys, look.
Yeah. The eyeball lion chair monstrosity in Revelation. That's what gets me. The monsters in Revelation. I'm like, oh fuck, that really speaks to me.
The locust with the snake's back
yeah.
and the prince's head. That's the one. I liked that one. It had horse hooves.
Anyway.
As a kid, I used to draw those monsters straight from my fucking Bible because I was a Left Behind fan.
That's sad. Left Behind.
It is sad.
That's back when what's his face did it? Not Nick Cage, but what was his name? What is his name? Kirk. Kirk Cameron. He did the Left Behind.
I didn't even.
Movies.
I know that movie, but I didn't remember that.
Yeah, Kirk Cameron did was there 3 or 4 Left Behind movies? Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, not that many of them. I was sad that they never concluded when I was a kid. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, yay, I didn't have to suffer.
Well, they tried to redo it again with Nick Cage, and it didn't work.
It's still bad.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We can do it whenever you
I
want.
enjoyed.
There was one kid that wanted to debate me, and I pushed him back.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. God, I'm just not sad about that. My crush won't text me back. What should I do? Live in reality. It's a one-way crush, my friend.
Sucks. Do not pursue. Do not harass.
Yeah.
Accept and move on, and try again in 2 years, maybe.
Sometimes people just don't like you. You know, that's okay. That's okay.
All right. That
All right.
said, then thank you for the conversation, Jake. I
Yes,
will
sir.
also be ending my stream as well.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Maybe we'll play some League soon.
I wouldn't mind that. What do you play? I haven't actually seen you play.
I do support and jungle, or
Sweet.
jungle and support.
I do
either way.
top and jungle.
There we go. There we go.
It'll work. I will play Lulu.